Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 15th episode of Gyaniki Tech Talks. Joining us today is Mr. Lalit Chauhan from Microgrid Labs India. Microgrid Labs is a US-based consulting and software company which specializes in commercial fleet operation and microgrids. Their services range from initial assessment, feasibility studies, modeling, simulation, and optimization to support during implementation and operations phase. Their Indian office was incorporated in the month of November last year. Our guest, Mr. Lalit, is a product of UPTU and has a vast experience in the sales and business development domain. He has worked for companies like Siemens and HPL Electric and Power Limited. Today's interesting session will focus on planning and optimization of EV fleets and charging infrastructure. Planning is a critical element when it comes to fleet operations, but their importance is paramount in the case of electrified fleets. A planned and optimized charging infrastructure results in low downtime, and these things will go a long way in ensuring last mile connectivity and mitigating range anxiety. In today's session, Mr. Lalit will be giving a special presentation on Microgrid Labs EV Op tool, and post that there will be a uh, Q&A session. On behalf of participants and Gyanki, we welcome you, Mr. Lalit. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Shashwat.
Sir, can you please go ahead with your
Yeah,
presentation?
yeah. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Lalit Chauhan. Thanks for the introduction, Shashwat. So, I'm taking care of Indian operations from Microgrid Labs. So, we are a software consulting firm. We have a headquartered in North Carolina, and we do have an office in Colorado and California as well. So, I'm just taking you to the website of MGL for a short introduction. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So basically, we are a software consulting firm. We work in the microgrids and electric vehicle, this e-mobility segment. So as you can see, it's a bit challenging thing to plan and model the complete fleet electrification and planning of the charging infrastructure and at the broader level, these all projects fall into the category of microgrids because they have a solar PV, they have a battery energy storage. So there are a lot many things which goes into the complete project. I'm moving on to the other. Uh, uh, so this is our marketing pamphlet. Here you can see that the fleet electrification complexity graph. So everything is interconnected to each other, right from the start, from the end to the customer perspective. And there are lot many things that goes into the complete electrification of fleets. So there is a mobility and modeling analysis, there is a battery and motor sizing, charger infrastructure sizing, then energy infrastructure sizing, and the last is the financial modeling and analysis. So we do provide the complete end-to-end solution for the any kind of a fleet electrifications. Now I'm jumping towards the tool. So this is our tool EV Opt. Hope it is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So here when I click on the get started, so it will take you to the tool. Here you need to sign up. So since I'm already signed up, I'll just show you the quick. I'm using one of my email ID, a personal email ID, just to show you for the registration. And as of now, this tool is on the US, like everything is in the US form, but very soon we will be releasing in the Indian version as well. But the functionality is same. So now it has sent me an email for the verification. Then I have to go to my email and then I have to click it. Then there is a complete form of registration. So I'm moving back to the tool now. So you can do a sign up by yourself. If you find any difficulty, you can reach me out. So I'm logging in by my email ID. So this is the initial page of our tool. So on the left side, I'll walk you through the menu. It's projects, whatever all your projects you will do will appear here. Then first is the root energy analysis. Second is the battery sizing. Third is the charger sizing. Fourth is the feasibility analysis. And these all four modules are not interlinked. You can do any of the modeling. Like if to start within project, I'll open a one example project. Uh, is my PDF you can see?
We cannot see the PDF right now, Lalit.
Okay. I'm just have to. I think now you can see my PDF.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'm just giving you an example how to use the tool for an electrification, and and I believe you all are familiar with the concept of the fleet electrification and the and the different type of vehicles that goes into the fleet electrification. So our as a company, MGL is more focused on the buses, trucks, cars, ambulance, transit vehicles, truck, this city in the city, that's garbage, the trucks which carries the garbage of the city, those kind of a thing, and the integration inside the building. So we also called it as a fleet electrification for a building. So this is a project reference. This is for Chandigarh city. So the Chandigarh city, the transport department released this tender document some time back. So this was for 40 buses, right? I'll take you to the now. Now when we start, so first to start with any project, there is a first thing that we need to do is the feasibility study. Feasibility study, that what all routes you want to electrify, right? So this first one is the route analysis. So you can do a single route analysis, you can do a batch route analysis. Then the route energy analysis. So this particular section will provide you how much energy you need for a particular route. Third one is the battery simulation. Here you can get what minimum or suitable battery size you need inside the vehicle to do your complete route for a given vehicle. Then this is a charger sizing. What all rating of chargers, number of chargers you need to electrify your fleet. So I'll start with a new project. I'll add a project. Uh, I'll take the example of Chandigarh again. Prepared for CTU. End user is CTU. CTU is Chandigarh Transport Unit. So measurement is since this tool is as of now released for the US version. So in some time we will be releasing it for the Indian version as well, as like. So as of now this is with the imperial system and the currency is USD, but the functionality will remain same. So you can use with the imperial version to do initial planning of your fleets. So if I'll write directly the zip code, so it will fill up rest of the things automatically. I'm moving to the next stage. Now my project is created. Under this project, what I want to do? First, I'll start with the feasibility analysis. So this is my feasibility analysis. I can select all the project which I had done. Since I've created this Chandigarh as a new project, I'll go ahead, create. Then I'll move to the documentation of Chandigarh. So here they always gives their deployment plan. I'll just show you their deployment plan. I forgot the page name. So I'm just taking the example like how this deployment plan of any fleet looks like.
Yes, sir.
Just give me a minute. I
No
actually
problem, sir. Please take your time, sir.
forgot the page.
So in the meanwhile, if participants have the questions, they can post it in the chat box, and we will take them up in the Q&A session. So please post the questions in the chat box in the meanwhile.
So this is the deployment plan. So you can see the screen. Is it visible or
Yes, sir. It's
readable?
visible, sir. Yes.
It's readable.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So this is a typical plan which every fleet is having with them. Like if I talk about the buses, so all the state transport department have their route plan to the route number and the route description, then route length per trip, and how many bus they have planned for that particular. Then how many, what is the typical time of a single trip, then what is the frequency, then specific to this STU, then the total, and there are sometimes there are a dead kilometers as well. So you can see all the details is given here. So we'll go and see, uh, put all the details there. Like first is the route number. So I am putting the name and route name the same. This is vehicle start time. So typically all the STUs are having a operations hours of 15 to 16 hours in a day with two shifts. So most of the STUs, their bus starts in the morning 7 a.m. So I'm putting 7 a.m. Then this is a vehicle end time. So most of the STUs, they start ending their buses 10 o'clock onwards. So I am keeping this as 1030. So what is the total distance they cover in a day? So if I'll go and you can see 194.9. This is the total kilometers they will cover for this particular route in a given day. So if I convert those into miles, so they will become 121 to point something. So I am considering 121. Then any STU, the given number of days operations are 350. I'm moving ahead. Yeah. Now the second screen will come where I've put the now the week. You can select the different vehicle type. I'm selecting this as in transit bus, and the vehicle size. Since you all know there are different sizes of bus in the bus fleets, like 9-meter bus, 12-meter bus, and there is a new guideline which has been issued by ministry, which is with now the 13.5-meter buses will come as a new bus. They will going to replace the 12-meter buses, and 9-meter bus will be upgraded to 10-meter. So I am considering this 35 feet means if you do a conversion, it is approximately 10-meter. So I am putting a 10-meter, and the sitting capacity of a 10-meter bus is 31 plus 1. 31 passenger, 1 is the driver. If I consider a 20% loading, as in India, like this is a very small figure, we sometimes see that the bus is overloaded. It is sometimes be a double of the capacity, so that impacts the complete performance of the vehicle. So if I take 32 as in capacity and put 20%, so it will become 38. And since most of the buses are you can see our are equipped with the HVAC, so I'm considering the cooling, not the heating, since in US the demand of heating is equally important as the cooling. Now you can I hope if anybody is not familiar with the duty cycle type, so I request if you do have any doubt, you can ask in the QA. This is a very important parameter when it comes to electrification or when it comes to the efficiency of the vehicle. It actually tells you the how your vehicle is running or performing on the road. If a same vehicle is put for a inside city application, so its duty cycle is different. If the same vehicle is put from city to airport to the outskirt areas, so its duty cycle is same different. If the same vehicle is put inside on the periphery of a city, then its duty cycle is different. So we have to get a accurate duty cycle to the extent possible, so that we can have a close to 95 or 98% accuracy in our planning. So these are the different duty cycles, and you can see on the graph, if I put a Manhattan cycle, you can see this is a time, this is a graph speed versus time. So you can see the different duty cycles. So as in reference, I am using this MGL3 route 503, and you can have your own duty cycles. This is a information regarding terrain. Is it flat? It is low hilly, moderate hilly, very hilly. So you can choose that. I'm going to next step. Now, what is our current fuel type? So this we will put it as diesel. You can put it as CNG as well, because some of the STUs are using CNG buses as well. Then what is your fuel cost? So since this is in USD, so you can do a conversion. You can put according to yours. This is energy cost, electricity cost for the per kWh. So we can do our conversion, and we can put here. This is electricity for the demand charges, cost for the demand charges. As of now, this tool is giving you a overnight or destination charging, but we do have in the advanced version the provision of opportunity charging as well. So that I'll show you in at the end of the session. So this is the emission data of your current fleet. You have to put, like you can put the CO2, the nitrogen, the carbon monoxide, and the PM. Now I am running the analysis. So it will pop up a message. Are you sure you want to run the analysis? Each time it will get recorded and the old one will not be overwritten. So it will create every time a new analysis so that you can have a comparison whenever you change some data. So this is an report of this analysis which we just did. So we this lifetime of a EV is considered 12 years, and here you can see on the 6th year your ICE vehicle will go up and you will have a break even in this 6th year. So this will give you the complete analysis about fuel consumption, fuel cost, maintenance, investment, total cost of ownership, and your emissions data. So this is the complete report you can get out of it. So you can compare, like in India the scenario is that we have the Indian government has put a target of converting 30% fleet into the EV by 2030. So with this tool you can do lot, like all your feasibility analysis, which all fleet you need to convert into the EV and how they will perform, how they will look like on the financial part. Right. So I'm moving to the next and all these tabs are not interlinked with each other. So since we have done a feasibility study, now we can do our route energy analysis. So I've selected the same. You can see you can do with your own duty cycles. You can download a format, you can upload the custom duty cycles. Same data that we have used earlier, the route name, vehicle start, end, and the number of kilometers. This is same. Now I'm running analysis. So here you can see we have an energy demand daily 375 kWh to cover this route, right? So it is divided into three parts: auxiliary, traction, and HVAC. And you can see the HVAC is also considerably good amount which the energy we will which will get consumed. Now we can from here also we can go to the next battery sizing, and we can go from the left side tab as well. So I'm moving to the battery sizing. So our route is same. Energy demand, it is picking up from the last simulation. So here battery lifetime. So it depends on the different manufacturer of the vehicle, how like what lifetime they are declaring with their batteries. And if we go to this FAME 2 scheme of government, where they have given the funds to the all states, so the life cycle of the project, which is like, if I consider this Chandigarh as well, so they are asking for the 10 years, and the battery degradation has to be declared by the manufacturer of EV or the manufacturer of battery packs. So we'll consider as on the roughly basis that 2% is the battery degradation. If now this is the SOC upper limit and the SOC lower limit, like you don't want to go below 20, and you can use it up to 90%. So I'm moving ahead. Now you can see the minimum battery capacity is 655 kilowatt hours, and the suggested is 660 kilowatt hours. and this can be precisely selected if you have your exact data of battery degradation and the lifetime and the actual usage of your SoC. So here you can see the complete battery capacity profile, and you can see this is a degradation graph over a period of 10 years, and orange one is your SoC cap maximum and yellow one is your SoC cap minimum over a period of 10 years, and the gray one is your usable capacity. Now moving to the next, charger sizing. I'm just going back. Here you can see they have planned 5 buses on this route, right? So number of vehicles 5. Energy demand, we have already calculated everything. Now vehicle start time is 7. My vehicle end time is between 10:30 p.m. to 11. Now charging strategy is overnight. There is no vehicle swiping. First come first serve basis. Uncontrolled, unrestricted, dedicated route, transformer limit, unrestricted. So in the forward the other advanced versions of this tool, you can select all these things. You can do a specific analysis. Now here is this report of our summary. This is our load graph. You can see this is the charging time. This starts from here and goes all up to the morning. So charger rating required is 42 kilowatts. Number of chargers 5, since it is 1:1 calculation. Average time charging time is 8 hours 56 minutes. Your total energy demand, the maximum power demand, and your transformer capacity. So it gives you everything. Now I can go to my project, and this is my complete project. Feasibility, route, battery, charger sizing. So I'll take you to the this is our home page of the tool, and if you scroll down a bit, so these all are the modules that we have under this tool. EVOP Lite, which is currently available for free, you can use it for all your uh, analysis. Then there is a EVOP Basic, which will be released soon. Here you can do the custom duty cycles, SoC, and the few extra things like driving process, charging process. And this is an advanced one, which gives the which will give you the detailed analysis, like in some of the STUs what we have seen, they do a swiping as well, vehicle swiping, like when their EV fleet is going for the charging in the afternoon, they will replace it by the diesel vehicles. This is the pro version, which is having features more than the advanced feature, like the microgrid planning inside it. So this is it from our tool. If you have any questions.
Yeah, so Lalit, thanks a lot. Um, So one thing is right now what you have shown a lot of the duty cycle and
Yes.
some of the other things
Hmm.
were based on US data.
Yes.
So
Yes.
and that's what I believe is in the free version right now.
Hmm.
So what like how much benefit do you see for someone in India to use it right now, and what is your experience? Can you share some India uh,
Hello. 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 So,
yeah, so can you share the relevance to India?
so I didn't. I lost you. What you have just asked?
So what I'm saying is all the case duty cycle and other details are
Yes.
based on the US, right?
Mhm.
So how relevant it would be for India right now in the free version, you are offering things which are dependent on the US duty cycle.
Yeah, sir. So what you can do, you can. I'll just move back to the tool and I'll try to show you the. So duty cycles, like as of now in this version, you cannot use the custom duty cycles, but in the upcoming version, you can do the your own duty cycles, and in the light version as well, when we are releasing it for India, so that time it will have a Indian duty cycles as well inside this. And the apart, like for doing any kind of analysis, you need to check which is more suitable duty cycle according to your requirement from the US one. And if I'll go again and select the same project, so you can see big city center, downtown. You can select uh, central business district, city periphery. So you can see that's changing on the right side, the graph. The sub city to airport, and you can also, there are some uh, duty cycles which are available as of now also for Indian specific thing. So you can use as per
Okay,
your requirement.
right. Okay. Lalit, also, can you explain the battery sizing calculation once again?
Yeah, I'll go. So I'll take this project again. I'll take one more this a different calculation for the same route. So I'll change it to the city to airport. I can take any of the duty cycle. Yes, sir. The battery calculation is majorly dependent on your selection of duty cycle. So how your vehicle is performing on that particular route. You see, there is a change in the in the demand now. Earlier it was 330, 375. Now it has reduced to 333. So under the battery sizing, if I go to the battery sizing, so you see it is taking the vehicle daily energy demand, and that then it is calculating the battery size with keeping in mind the lifetime and the battery degradation. These two parameters actually we need from the customer end or from the vehicle manufacturer.
These are actual periods of
Hello,
downtime.
hello, hello, hello.
Kirti, your voice is breaking.
Yeah.
Uh, I'll repeat once again. Just wanted to understand whether the sizing is based on the cycle
Hello.
rate of manufacture.
So,
Because this is a large variation we have worked and this is data on the internet.
We have not got anything actually. The voice is very. Kirti Acharya, your voice is not coming. It's not clear. It's breaking.
Okay, I'll go back to the chat.
Not audible to me. And so is it audible to you?
No, no. Katie, can you type in the window? So, Lalit, you were showing example of the tender specification
Yes.
and using this using the tool to come up with the overall infrastructure required. So,
Right.
do you think that it would be, as multiple cities are setting up or releasing tenders and state transport units are releasing tenders?
Yes.
Do you think that the tool will be ideal to help in the tender submission, and are you seeing some benefit there?
Yes, yes, sir. Actually, our tool is intended towards the same thing. Like as of now, the all the state transport departments they are putting up the tender into the market, and they are finalizing that what all routes they want to electrify. And for that initial planning, like since if I talk about this particular tender, they have mentioned all these routes. So first thing what they need to certify is that whether this route is suitable to electrify or not, or if not, what else could be done to make it a electrified route. So this can help STU in preparing the tender documents. This can help STU in demanding the right vehicle specification from an OEM. This can help STU in proper sizing of the charging infrastructure, the electrical infrastructure, everything. And all in all, this tool in the other phase of it will help the STUs in the operational part as well. So there are a lot of things that goes with the driving process as well, with how efficient the driver is. Yeah, what is the behavior of the driver while driving the bus? So all those parameters those parameters they can do in the detailed planning, but in the initial planning they can do the route analysis, they can do the energy demand analysis, they can put up their tender for the bidding purpose into the market from the OEMs.
Okay. And the battery characteristics that
Yeah.
you were talking about,
Yeah.
is there a tie-in to the low level cell performance? Or because right now we just see these three elements from the battery side, the lifetime and the degradation percentage.
Yes.
Does it take into account, or is there a way to feed in a more complex model of the battery performance into the analysis?
Sir, that the parameters that you are talking about majorly goes for the OEM when they put in everything inside their vehicle. What we are checking is the whether that battery pack is suitable for that particular route to carry the payload. We are not checking the battery performance. We are only checking the usability of the battery. Like with the duty cycle, if I take any example of a route, if I take the example of this route that we just simulated, a 2D route, this the capacity of this bus is carrying 32 passenger, and if I consider it 20% loading, then mix it to the 38. So if the there is a increase in the passenger, maybe to 50, say to 50 passengers, so there is a whole lot like altogether a different performance of that vehicle. So we are only checking the performance of the battery for that particular route carrying the payload and the terrain of it. Like does it need in between a charging? What if the bus is stuck on the traffic? So all those things.
Okay, thanks. Uh, right now, I know you shared that there are different packages. Right now, the basic version is free.
Yes.
Any kind of idea of what would be the pricing model? Is this a subscription based pricing, or how would it be?
Yeah, so this will be in SaaS platform, sir. So this will be in subscription model. So we will very soon we will announce the pricing and everything, how all these type of licenses will be. One will be an individual license, and the other license would be an enterprises level. Like if tomorrow a big OEM wants to have this tool as in their complete like tool for the complete electrification, like where we have seen in the tenders which are upcoming, this is a whole sole responsibility of OEM to do everything, because there is less know-how in the market to put up the charging infrastructure, or what number of chargers you need, what size of charger you need. So all that are at present is goes to the OEM, so they decide everything. So this tool will help you in like overcoming the barrier of your electrification. This tool will empower you to do everything. Like the STU will get empowered by them by itself to put up a tender. They will not be dependent on any OEM. They will not be dependent on consultants. Like I'm not saying that they don't need anyone, but they can do an initial thing by themselves, and it's a very good tool to enable all your electrification plannings and executions and implementations, and thereby at the end of the operations and complete life cycle management.
Okay. While we have concentrated on the buses
Yeah.
essentially, and you did mention that car fleets also can benefit.
Yes.
If we
Yes.
look at the Indian market, there is a significant market, and the talk of the town right now is the two-wheeler fleets, the last mile delivery, and
Yes.
the three-wheeler fleets.
Yes.
Is there some work happening to make a version of the tool to cater to that market?
Yes, sir, we are working on that. As of now, it is under you can say development, but we do have everything available. We just only have to tweak it for the two-wheeler and three-wheeler. We are also even have the module for planning of the infrastructure inside the building. So that
Okay.
tool is also with us. So very soon in this year we will have everything available on the SaaS platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, when it comes to passenger cars,
Yeah.
there is a lot of difference between the type of charging, the
Right.
fast charging and the slow charging, and that can impact a lot of things when we talk about the lifetime.
Right.
So, how does the tool address that situation, and does it recommend a pattern?
Yes, yes. That tool is a different tool. That tool we call it as a EV off controller. That tells you about how to manage and operate your fleet with respect to your charging infrastructure and electrical infrastructure.
Okay. Any further questions from the audience? We are nearly done for the questions from our side. Anyone from the audience has a question, they can directly unmute and ask. Okay, so Lalit, one last question. What is
Yes.
your vision? Where do you see electrification taking India? What percentage of the buses do you see electrified in 2025 and 2030?
So that vision is there is a very big market for the buses in India itself, and government has already pushed some 7,000 buses into the market to all different STUs, and they have allocated a FAME to scheme to procure those buses, and I'm seeing that every month or 2 months there is a tender coming from STUs into the market for the bidding purpose. and there is a very good market as far as the buses are concerned, and this is more than 30% conversion for the buses, like by 2030.
So 30% by 2030.
Yeah, this is what
Good.
the Indian government is projecting as of now, and we are also following the same path.
Okay. Good. Any other questions? I think we are pretty much ready to wrap up here. If anyone in the audience has a question, we can quickly take that. So Lalit, thanks a lot for your time today, and it is very interesting to see the overall ease of using EV Opt and how it can bring a lot of planning into the overall electrification scenarios. So thanks again for your time. Any closing words from your end?
So thank you very much for providing the opportunity to present our tool, and it's very great to have such a platform of Gyanti where we can present our tool and we can share the knowledge and we can take the knowledge from this platform as well. So thank you very much, and I hope if anybody is having any question, they can reach out to Gyanti, and we can happy to answer all your queries. And we are happy to support you if you are working on any kind of a fleet electrification planning or implementation.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Lalit.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so that's all for today. Thanks everyone for joining in, and keep continue using your Saturday morning with us. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.